everybody, this is Hornlitz here, and welcome back for more Let's Glitch The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we finished off Arbiter's Grounds and then went and got a bunch of 100% stuff. And in this episode, we are going to be getting a little bit more 100% stuff before heading off to Goron Mines and beating that dungeon. So right off the bat, you'll notice, I went and turned it back to nighttime. I did what I mentioned was possible last episode, and I walked all the way through Arbiter's Grounds just to immediately turn it to nighttime. Excuse me. So yeah, that's how I turned it to nighttime. I didn't bother waiting for night. And so by doing that, I can get these two Poes that are in this, in the graveyard here. These were the two Poes that or the two things that I still needed it to be night for. After this, it really doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure after Goron Mines, it gets set to a specific time of day as well. So we just needed the time of day after Arbiter's Grounds for this day-night cycle here, which ends right here after I collect this Poe. So yeah, that doesn't matter anymore. But now that I've done all that, we can come over here and get this, I believe this is the male ant? Indeed, it is. All right, and then we can go over here and get the fifth hidden skill. This is the Mortal Draw, and the Mortal Draw is a really cool looking one. It's good in theory, but honestly, there actually isn't really, there aren't a lot of uses for it. Because, most enemies that, you could take out with the Mortal Draw, you can take them out just as easily with, any other attack, pretty much, especially with the Master Sword. And then any attack where the Mortal Draw would be really useful and, they're actually kind of hard to kill with other attacks, either they can block the Mortal Draw, or, they hit you before you can actually get the Mortal Draw off. And it's just, I don't know, it's unfortunately just not as useful as I would have liked. But it's not a big deal. So yeah, right there. And another annoying thing about this is that you take your sword out immediately, to start this one, even though you have to put your sword away for it to work. So, it's kind of just annoying. You have to, put it back and then press A to do the Mortal Draw, but whatever, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I always liked that hidden skill, but especially as I got, a little bit better at the game, it became less and less useful, and so it's a little unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter. It's still cool looking. But anyways, now that we're done that, we can come into this room here. This is where we got the Zora armor, and we have Prince Ralis here, and we need to show him Ashe's sketch. And first, we just need to talk to him a little bit. But yeah, doing this will give us the, what's it called? The Coral Earring, which is an upgrade to this, whatever you call that thing, the fishing rod, which will let us catch the reef fish in Zora's domain. But of course, because we have map glitch, we don't actually need this. The only reason we need it is because it's an upgrade, and so it counts towards our 100% completion total sort of thing. But yeah, it's pretty nice that you can skip this in any percent, though. Anyways, so now that we're done that, we can just run behind here and then warp away, because I guess Ralis really just doesn't notice that we disappear when walking behind there or something. I guess the way it works is that if you're within, the eyesight of an NPC, then you can't warp, and because I'm behind the big tombstone there, he wouldn't be able to see me, so it makes sense that, you wouldn't, that you would be able to warp there, but still, it's just... Nice! Okay. But yeah, it's a little, I totally lost my train of thought there after that happened. But anyways, I guess we'll let that train of thought die, because, right here we have a trick. Basically, so what you're supposed to do at this point, because I'm going to Goron Mines is way up there, you're supposed to, fight all of these Gorons and, have them boost your way up, all the way up to the, the, whatever you want to call it, I hesitate to say throne room, because that's not what it is, but that main room right before the dungeon. But, of course, that's really slow. And when you get up there, there's actually there's an entrance to it right there. There's an elevator that you can use to get up and down there pretty quickly. But unfortunately, there's a rock blocking the way, and we're not able to push it out of the way until we've actually gone all the way up. Or at least that's the theory. But of course, because we have glitches at our disposal, we have an early elevator glitch. So right here, what I'm going to do is, the reason I've been standing here for a while, oh great, the rocks are going to hit me again, whatever. Basically what we want to do is we want to walk into this corner, and then we want to start moving towards the wall a little bit until we start climbing up. Basically the earliest that we can start climbing up. And then what I want to do is backflip out of the way because this thing's going to hit me. Yeah, so after we actually climb up, I want to press A to... Can you stop? Seriously. I'm trying to show off a glitch here, guys. Come on. Okay. The rocks have stopped. Okay, so yeah, climb up here, and then what I want to do is press A to do a neutral roll, basically. And then while I start when I'm starting the roll, I want to start holding forward, and then I want to start mashing B. And then once I actually get a jump attack, I want to press A to do another jump attack. Basically, I'm going to be clipping out of bounds, so it should look like this. Like that. And I should clip out of bounds, and there's this tiny little area where we can stand on. You can actually see how far it goes. If you walk forward a little bit, you can see this Goron's shadow kind of shows you where the line ends. And it's really nice because this guy, he'll be walking forward for eternity, basically. He'll never reach me. I'm just barely out of his range. But you do have to be careful. Do not go too close to him because he will punch you out onto this side. So yeah, it's a little annoying that that's the case, but it's not a big deal. And also one good thing about this is because we have land or like a solid object above us. Oh, there's a floating rock. Nice. Because we have a solid object above us, there's no chance that the rocks will come and hit us. It'll hit the ceiling up there. So that's really nice. Ooh, floating Gorons, nice. Okay. But then at this point, we just want to do a boomerang long jump attack, actually. What is my sight doing? Jeez. Okay, let me put that away. Let me see if I can get into a better spot. Doing a long jump attack here is actually, it's pretty finicky because sometimes if you try targeting, you'll actually target the wall behind you if you're too close to it. It's really annoying like that, but hopefully I can... Oops, I'm not supposed to do that. But yeah, hopefully I can get this. Basically, we just want to throw it, and then when it's coming back to us, we want to do a boomerang long jump attack, and then we can get into this elevator area. And if you do it right, you can actually land up here, but usually I end up landing down a little bit lower, but it's not really a big deal. Oops. But yeah, so that is the early elevator trick. It's actually a really fun trick to do, but it is a little bit annoying, unfortunately, but it's not a big deal. Now I just need to equip iron boots, and then we can get into here. And activate the elevator, we can go up to the whatever you want to call this room. And this room, if you remember way back when I was showing off early Master Sword, I mentioned that there was, that it changed the properties, or at least I assume I mentioned that it changed some properties of certain areas in the game. This room is the main one. So what I'm going to do is actually first I want to show you, I'm walking forward right now. I can't move forward at all. There's this huge hitbox right here that you can't walk past. And I assume that they put this here so that you couldn't clip past the Goron or whatever. I don't know why that would have mattered, but I guess they did that. And so as a result, you'd think that there's no way for us to actually get through. However, with the spinner, if we actually use the spinner, we can move into that hitbox, and if we cancel it out, we'll just pop way out in front of the Goron. So that's how we get past there. And now, if you've seen any percent speedrun of the game, this is basically, if you know when you are going to get the iron boots, it's basically the same sort of thing here, where basically... this text that I'm advancing through right here is supposed to be regulated by a cutscene. However, because the cutscene, it starts way over there, and plus the cutscene trigger isn't even there anymore, because we changed the state of this room, we can just talk to Goron, or Goron, sorry, that's his name, and he will... it'll just advance the text that's supposed to have happened, ages ago. But anyways, now that I've done all that, basically, I talked to him until he brought up that option where I can challenge him to, a test of strength or whatever. And then if I try talking to him again, actually, I'm pretty sure he doesn't really say anything of note. Oh, right, he says something about, oh, you lost or whatever, because that's, I guess, the next text in the line. But basically, what I need to do right now is I need to reload the room. And now, I could be a normal person, and I could just walk through the loading zone that's right in front of me, or I could do what's cool, and I could do a boomerang long jump attack past the loading zone, and then just roll off the back, and that will reload the room, because I'll void out. It's just a really cool way to do it. It's a little bit faster, even. But then once we do that, we just have to clip through this guy one more time, and then we're free to enter the dungeon, because these guys have now moved out of the way because apparently we beat that guy in a test of strength. I don't remember it happening, but the game does, so that's all that matters. So let's just go. Oh wait, we can't. This is the exact same thing as it is over there. This was just, I guess they put these hitboxes here to prevent you from being able to enter the dungeon early without doing the test of strength, but we can just do the exact same thing and use the spinner to get past those hitboxes. So that's really nice. So now that we're finally in this dungeon, this is my favorite dungeon, by the way. This is like easily the best dungeon in this game. And it's so much fun. Plus I really like the aesthetic of it. But there's also a lot of really cool skips that you can do. So right off the bat, normally you're supposed to hit this switch right here to turn off the thing there, but like the flame jet, but we can just use invincibility frames to get past, and it's really easy. Now at this point, hopefully nothing hits. Okay, yeah. So the reason I was waiting for a little bit was because there is actually a whatever you want. I don't actually know what their official name is, but like there's some things that like spit fire at you that can hit you right there. But sometimes it doesn't spawn. I guess it just didn't spawn this time. But yeah, so you can actually, if you get over into that corner, you can target the boomerang above this switch and then do a boomerang long jump attack across. Which is really nice. Then we just need to head over here. I guess I need my iron boots still. And then we can lower this switch and, oops, okay. And then we can get into this room here. Now what is this room? I keep forgetting what the order of the rooms is. Ah, yes, this one. So after this cutscene right here, I guess casually I always thought you were supposed to like walk down that pathway. I don't know why, because you can literally just jump down here. There's nothing wrong with that. And then we can just avoid those bulblins right there and get this small key chest. And after that, we can head out of this room. We just need to head up this ramp again and over to the key door over here. And now these moving platforms right here. As a kid, I always hated these because I would always try and like get across both of them in one go, and I would always like fall off and die. I mean, I didn't do it here. It's actually not that bad. You kind of just have to, like, it is a little bit of a tight timing. You just need to kind of jump onto that last one, or onto the first one, like as it's still turning, for you to land on it. But yeah, it was always really annoying. But then right here, we have another little quick time saver. We can actually side hop onto here and then just jump off onto this platform. Just saves us a little bit of time instead of having to actually go and go around. And then right here, we can just actually jump past that. We don't need to wait for the flame jet. Or whatever you want to call that thing. I guess that's not a flame jet. That's like a lava spire. I don't know what to call it. Anyways, now right here, we have actually another really cool trick. Right here, we can actually just pull this three times and then get into this little corner. I think I might fail this. Yeah, I know it didn't move enough. But you can actually, if you pull this, I think 3 is the minimum for this to work. And then you can just kind of keep rolling into this, into the door here. And then eventually you'll just clip through. And it just saves a tiny bit of time again. Saves having to go around and having to pull it back even more. So that's pretty nice. And that's a pretty cool trick. I never was able to do that one as a kid, though. Like, for some reason, that one, like, I always tried doing it, and I guess I just didn't know what a good control stick angle was, because it's not actually that hard. But anyways, so now that we're done that, we're through this room, we can head into this next room, and this is our first key shard room. So the boss key in this dungeon is a lot different from it is in any other dungeon in the game. There are 3 elders in this dungeon that each give you one, like, shard of the key. And you're supposed to get all 3, and so that's pretty much kind of what we're doing here. We're just kind of going through and getting all of the key shards, and then we're just going to be heading to the boss. But of course we also do have, the usual dungeon items that we need to collect, like the 2 heart pieces and of course the dungeon item. But other than that, there really isn't anything else we need to do. So we'll be skipping pretty much everything else. Now right here, you can literally just jump off that and skip having to use the iron boots. It seems like a really, such an easy trick. You'd think it was intended, but I don't know if it was. But anyways, so now that that's all done, we're going to be heading over this way and getting our first heart piece of the dungeon, which is just over here. And it's at this point that I actually want to talk about, I think this is the first instance, and potentially also the last instance, of a glitch like this. I want to talk about a Wii-only glitch. This is a very commonly known glitch, so you probably already know what I'm talking about. But this is the walk on magnetic ceiling without iron boots. It's not possible on the GameCube version because the GameCube version was the later version to be released, and so somebody found this glitch in that time that the Wii was out and the GameCube wasn't out, and so they patched it. But yeah, so basically all you have to do, I can play the footage right here as I'm just walking to the exit. Literally all you need to do is basically equip iron boots to start getting sucked up by the magnet beam, and then while you're being sucked up, just force unequip the iron boots by equipping something over the iron boots slot in your inventory, or on the items that you have equipped. And that's all you have to do, and then you can walk at full speed on the ceilings. It's a really nice glitch, and it's such a shame that that it's only possible on the Wii version. And that glitch is actually the reason why, for a long time, actually, when this game first came out, they thought that the Wii version was faster. It was because of the glitch that you can do in this room in the Wii version, and also because of the Wii version has faster loading times, and also because of, if you remember way earlier in the run, when I was talking about mailman skips, there's the one mailman skip where you can just jump over the trigger on the Wii version. That's a common occurrence where just trigger sizes are generally smaller on the Wii version, and so that was another reason why the Wii version was thought to be faster. When the game first came out. But of course, because the boomerang long jump attack trick was found, it's really no contest anymore. The GameCube version is just way faster. If this makes me miss the cycle, I will be mad. Okay, it didn't make me miss the cycle, it's fine. I probably wasn't gonna be mad anyways. But anyways, now we can just come this way, and I never really know how to deal with this area. You can actually, it's fun, you can actually damage the enemies by like rolling into them with the iron boots. I was trying to show it off there, but I apparently forgot that I had to let go of the lock-on button. But anyways, yeah, it's really weird that you can actually like damage enemies with the iron boots. It's not like a way that you would normally think to be able to do that. But anyways, so now that we're in this room, we can just open this up here, which has a small key in it, and I have a lot of beef with this chest right here. Like, my first few times playing through this game, I saw the chest under there, and I always thought, like, there's no way they would force you to go underwater to get a chest. But no, they did. But anyways, right here, you're supposed to push the block, but you don't have to. You can literally just clip past the block there, and it's like, it's as easy as it looks. I don't know if that was intentional or not. It probably wasn't, but yeah, you literally just don't need to do it. And it doesn't matter what side you do it from either. You can come from, whichever opening in the grating there, and you can still do it just fine. Yeah, but now that we're done that, we can come this way, and the normal route would be to step on this switch to activate that magnet beam right there, but there's a cooler way we can do this. Hopefully I don't fail it. So I'm going to stand way back here, and then I'm actually going to use the boomerang to target right about here. I think that should work, basically so that the boomerang is like over this pipe, and then I want to throw it and then do a boomerang long jump attack, and if I did everything right, which I did, I should just do a boomerang long jump attack onto this platform, and then I can hit the switch here and jump off. Apparently I can't skip that cutscene. I keep forgetting about that. And then I can just come and run through this door. So that's pretty nice. And then at this point we have the second heart piece that we need to collect. It's just to the left here. And yeah, there's unfortunately no easier way to get to here. And I guess one other thing that I should mention about the walk on magnetic walls without iron boots glitch that's only present in the Wii version, it's only possible if there's a wall that has a magnet beam going to it. If it's just, a wall like this where you have to, like, put on the iron boots to actually, like, start walking on it, and it's just, like, right there, it doesn't actually work. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but it's not a big deal. But now, normally we're actually supposed to, use the magnet wall to walk all the way up here and slash down this because we don't have any way of knocking it down, but we can actually just use the boomerang, target way up there, and then do a boomerang long jump attack, and we're past. So that's pretty nice. You can actually also use the door frame here, but it's a little bit harder, I guess, a little bit less consistent, rather. So I always just use the floor that's way above there, because that one's 100% consistent. And now right here, we actually have an interesting room. Well, okay, so basically right here, coming up, we have this key chest here. I have a lot of beef with this chest as well, because, like, my first time playing through, I was walking around for hours trying to find where I missed a key, and I wasn't expecting it to be in a small chest, because every other key in the game is in a small chest. Or at least I think so. And that's actually the reason why, because apparently a lot of people had that problem. That's why apparently, in the HD version, they switched this chest to a big key chest. And it's kind of funny because I'll talk about it later on in the dungeon, but they actually introduced a new skip by doing that in the HD version. I'll show it off later when it actually becomes relevant, but yeah, there's an interesting skip you can do just because that chest was changed from a small key chest to a big key chest. Now right here, over there is where the second key shard is. However, I don't want to go get it because I don't like that Goron. Actually, I have no reason. I just don't want to go get it. So literally what we can do is we can actually do a boomerang long jump attack off of this door frame right here. It's really weird because you wouldn't think that you'd be able to because you'd think that that floor is like higher up or whatever than the door frame, but that's actually not the case. Literally, like, it's just barely high enough that you can get a boomerang long jump attack off of it. Because, again, it looks for Link's feet position rather than, like, any other part of Link's body. And so, because the door frame there is higher than Link's feet, you are able to do a boomerang long jump attack off of it. Okay, real quick, I forgot to mention this when I was recording the episode, but there is actually a way to do this, or an alternative way to do this on the Wii version, without a boomerang long jump attack. What you have to do is come over to this big moving platform here, and then just roll all the way to the edge, and then as it's turning, kind of get onto the side there and like jump at that little ledge there, but it's pretty precise and kind of difficult, so, I mean, depending on how lucky you get, basically, it might take you a few tries, but yeah, it should look kind of like that. And then after that, you can just climb up and then get onto the wall there, and then head over to the mini-boss. But anyways, now we're going to fight the mid-boss of the dungeon. And before you ask, yes, I actually am going to be skipping the second key shard, because, yeah, we actually don't need it. Similar to how, like, the medallions in Ocarina of Time work, where you only need the last two for the light pillar, or the light bridge to spawn, you actually only need the first and the third. I think. You might actually not even need... No, I'm pretty sure you need the first. Actually, I don't need that. But yeah, now right here we can just do a quick little spin attack, and then grab him, and then throw him off. And one cool thing actually about this fight right here is that you don't actually need to do anything after you grab onto this guy. So literally what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, and I'm not going to hold anything on the control stick, and Link's just going to automatically throw this guy. I always thought that you needed to do that, but actually that's the case for, I think, every single instance of this where you, like, have to grab on. I don't think there's a single instance where you have to hold a direction. So, like, one of the final boss phases, I'm pretty sure you don't need to hold a direction for that. Or you might have to hold a direction, but you don't need to, like, keep mashing it or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, I always thought that you had to do that, but apparently you don't. That's pretty nice. But anyways, this guy's, like, already over. He's a really easy, easy mid-boss. But yeah, so now that we're done that, we gain access to the, whatever you call it, the Hero's Bow, which is a pretty neat item. I mean, it's in pretty much every Zelda game. I don't think, is there even a single Zelda game where there isn't a bow and arrow? I'm pretty sure there is one in every single one. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it's a good item, so might as well put it in every single Zelda game. But yeah, so we just need to head forward here, and we can get the Hero's Bow and move on our way. And we're actually almost done with the dungeon. There's a lot of stuff that we have, like a lot of rooms that we haven't been in the dungeon, but we're not going to be going into them because we just don't need to. So let me just get that equipped and then shoot. Excuse me? Did that? Excuse me? There we go. Okay, I think the first one hit the torch here, which is a little weird. But anyways, so just to the left of me, or... yeah, to the left here, that's where the third key shard is, but we can't actually get there until we activate this and then kill the Beamos that's in front of it. So let's just wait for the eye to appear right there. And now right here, we can actually do a quick little damage boost with this little thing right here. Excuse me? Okay. Normally after you pull it twice, that thing will damage you out of the way, and 2 pulls is just enough to be able to get behind it, so it's kind of a convenient little damage boost there. But then just right here, we need to get the final key shard and totally have the entirety of the key at this point. So now we can just head off and go to the boss, basically, because we have everything else in the dungeon, so all we need left is the boss. So now we just need to push this a couple more times and then head out. We're going to be going back the way we came here. We could go backwards, but that way is really long and annoying and slow and kind of hard to figure out too. So it's just faster to go through the mini-boss room. Okay, sorry about that. Now, one interesting thing about this room is you'll notice, like, I have a speed trigger right here. You can actually slash and still roll in this speed trigger. You actually have to, like, slash to be able to do that, which is always, like, as a kid when I was playing this game, I was trying to, like, roll past him, and I'd always talk to him, and it was really annoying, but learning that you can just slash and do that is really fun. But there's also one other really annoying thing about this game. I am literally facing the door right now. I'm as far away from, whatever the guy's name is, the boss, Dangoro, I think his name is. I'm as far away from it as I can possibly be, and yet I can still lock onto him. It's really annoying, but that's just a minor little detail that I always found annoying. But anyways, now that we're entering this room, we actually have a really cool thing that well, it's not that cool, but it's kind of cool. I'm going to try doing this real quick. It would help if I had the right item equipped. You can actually just target this right here, and then do a boomerang long jump attack off of that, and that skips forcing you to like swim a little bit. It saves a tiny bit of time if you have the right items equipped at the start. But yeah, so that's pretty nice. And then, so now that we're done that, we can come into this room, which is a pretty cool room. I actually really love this room, but. Excuse me. Right here, I'm just going to be killing these guys. The reason I want to kill these guys is because it actually, if you don't, there actually is a cutscene that happens and it wastes a little bit more time. So yeah, just killing them kind of skips that cutscene. But right here, I actually want to talk about that skip that I was talking about earlier, the one that is possible only in TP HD because that treasure chest over there was changed. So roll the footage. Alright, so as you can see, this treasure chest here is changed in the HD version, and the skip that we can do with it is called Magnet Skip. So what you're normally supposed to do is kill this Beamos right here, pull him back, the door opens behind him, and then you walk back there, which leads up to this path up here, which you go over here to a switch that's over here that turns the magnet on, then you go onto the magnet and zoom all the way around and knock down a door that's on the other side of this wall here. And then go back and like drop down onto it and then head to the next room, but there's a way to skip all of that. So basically with the change with this being changed to a big chest, it is now tall enough that we can get onto the top here and then actually do a jump attack onto this little box right here, and then from there we can just do another jump attack onto there, and then from here we can actually just do a jump onto this little platform thing right here, and then we can jump attack onto there, and then we can jump attack onto here, and then with that we can just roll all the way over here. And right about here, actually I don't really think it matters. We can just jump up am I floating? It really looks like I'm floating. Okay, but anyways, so yeah, you can just do that, and then you've skipped past the Beamos and the door, and then from there you can just come this way, around here. Here's a switch that you need to hit to turn the magnet on, but we don't need to do that because we can actually just do another boomerang long jump attack, or do a boomerang long jump attack rather, off of this ledge right here. So we just need to target there and then do the long jump attack, and boom, we have skipped it. So that's a pretty fun way to skip it, but unfortunately it's a little bit slower than another method that I'll show you right here. So now right here, you saw that I was able to jump attack onto here, and then from there you can actually jump onto this little railing right here. Ooh, there's Ruby down there, nice. And then I'm just going to walk along here, and then I'm actually going to do a jump attack onto this part. You can walk along there, but the hitbox for the floor on that like corner bit is a little bit smaller, and it's a little bit annoying, so I'm just going to do a jump attack over to here, which arguably is harder, but I find it easier, so I'm just going to do it like that. And then what I want to do is I want to position myself kind of like right on the edge here. Well, not quite. Like, you'll see where it turns into that diagonal bit. You want to be like a little bit away from that diagonal. And you want to be like as far, well, not necessarily, you just want to be like a little bit forward on this thing. And then you want to pull out the boomerang. And then you see this little like tiny thing right here. You can lock the boomerang onto that, and you can actually get a boomerang long jump attack off of this little thing right here. It's kind of precise though, and actually like we're literally going to be boomerang long jump attacking across to this tiny little ledge right here, or like this corner of the ledge. This is possibly one of the most precise long jump attacks in the entire game. So hopefully I can even get it first try, because it takes a while to set up. But yeah, so right about here should be good. And then when you throw the boomerang, it's just the same as any boomerang long jump attack. But yeah, right there. So I got over here, which is really nice. But it's a little bit annoying because you can actually target the wall behind it, and then it looks the exact same. You'll think you got it, and then you throw the boomerang, you pull your sword out, you jump attack, and then you realize, oh, it did the wrong thing, or targeted the wrong thing. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, but whatever. Now right here, I just wanted to, which one is it? Right there's a fairy right here. I just wanted to show that off. I remember finding that as a kid and being like super surprised that it was there or whatever. I don't know. I was easily surprised as a kid, I guess. But yeah, now we can just... Oh yeah, and I totally didn't even mention, we jumped past, like, we don't even need to shoot down the bridge. We can just jump behind it, and that's okay. There's literally nothing wrong with doing that. So now this room was always really annoying. These Bulblin archers always like they notice you from a real long distance away. But you don't actually need to bother dealing with them, because if you see right here, it's a little hard to see, but you can see the rope to the bridge that we need to knock down right there. So I guess I need to move a little bit more to the right. We can actually shoot that from here, and then we can just completely skip all of these enemies. We don't need to bother fighting any of them, which is really nice, because those archers actually are really good at sniping you. Like, they will destroy you if you don't try, or if you don't, like, shoot down the bridge early, or kill them first. So yeah, it's really nice that you can do that. But now that we're done that, we can come into the boss room, and... as you see, I opened the boss door, and I only got 2 of the shards, so that's just, further proof that that's the case. Now right here we have Firus. Firus is one of my favorite bosses in the game, actually. Like, first off, the music is just really good. But also because there's some really fun... Can you grab this thing, please? There's some really fun things you can do with this boss, and I'm going to show you those fun things. So first off, you might be thinking, it's a boss, you're supposed to damage it to kill it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to sit here and not do anything. I knocked him down, and I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for him to get up. Man, he takes a long time to get up. There we go, finally. Yeah, so, you actually, believe it or not, you do not need to damage Firus at all. Well, until the very last hit. So you need to do the finishing blow on Firus, and that is it. It's really weird, and I love that. It's such a weird thing. You'd never think to do that, but I mean, you can. Unfortunately, it's not a faster method of doing that, because of course you have to wait for Firus to actually get up, when you could just, attack him to make him get up. But it's still a really cool way of beating this boss, and I just want more people to know about it, because it's a really cool not trick, but like, it's just a really cool detail about this game. Apparently just knocking him down is enough to damage him. So yeah, now that we've done that, we just need to do it one more time, and that third time, this third time it will give me the prompts to do the finishing blow, and it will kill him. So that's really nice. But yeah, that's just like, it's just a really cool thing. So yeah, right here, you'll see that. We can just do the finishing blow, and he's dead, and I only hit him once. So yeah, that's just a fun little thing. I know I keep saying that, but this is one of those things where it's like, I love that about this game, how there's just like these random little things that nobody would know about, but they're really really cool and just really random. That like, it's weird that somebody would have even found that. I don't even know how anybody found this. I think it was I don't know who found it. It was probably Dragonbane, but yeah, it's really cool. But anyways, I can stop gushing about the ridiculous stuff about this game, because we have another fused shadow. I believe, is that our third? Yeah, that should be our third fused shadow. So finally, we have all of the fused shadows, despite, having one of the mirror shards already, and being past the point where we needed all the mirror shards, or these things. But, it doesn't matter. We have a heart container in the background. That's a plus. That's what we actually need. We don't really care about the fused shadow, but anyways. So yeah, once this cutscene is over, we'll just collect that heart container, and oh right, there's like an extra little cutscene right here where Darbus like brightens up or something. I don't know. But yeah, so we can just get this heart container, and then we can head out of the dungeon. And with that, given that it's been a very long episode, that will be the end. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click that like button. If you didn't, fine, click the dislike button. Follow me on the links in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!